All right, so this is Kenny Santos at Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. Do you want to know how to get your prospect to want to buy from you? And ultimately, if you can master this, it almost doesn't matter what your product is or what your service is. I mean, it matters because you have to love it and your prospect has to love it. But even if they love your product, the service, the company, the comp plan, the CEO, all that stuff, if they don't get this part, if they don't want to buy from you, if they don't like you, then it doesn't matter. They'll just go somewhere else. And the best way to get your prospect to want to buy from you or to want to join your team is to build that rapport. And the best way to build rapport is to form them. It's something that you've heard before. It's something that I heard, probably one of the first things that I learned in this profession back in 2003, like 14 years ago. However, I really didn't recognize the importance of it. Even though people were trying to drill it into my head, I didn't recognize the importance of it in these last couple of years. And I wish I realized this earlier. So I want to tell that to you because you've probably heard that forming is important, but you're like brushing it under the rug. You're like thinking, well, how do I sell? How do I, what words do I say? What are the scripts that I say? Because if they like you, they're going to want to buy from you. And I don't necessarily build rapport in the prospecting process. I build the rapport in the presentation process because in the prospecting, I'm very quick to disqualify. All right. You know what? I find out if they're open. If they're not open, then I let them go and, maybe politely let them go. But then I may follow up later. Probably not. But if I see them along the line, I'll be civil with them, that sort of thing. But it's that presentation part. Before I do a presentation, I used to dive right into things and say, okay, so why'd you come? You came to make more money. Cool. I'm going to show you how that's done. But now I slow things down because if you just take an extra couple minutes, 2, 3, 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, depending on how the conversation's going, then you really will have a better chance of serving your prospect. You'll really have a better chance of getting them to buy from you or getting them to join your team. And that's by forming them. Ask them about their family. All right. When you say, tell me about your family. Or, and you find out, wow, he has a 9-year-old son that just had a birthday. The reason why I'm saying that is my son just turned 9 yesterday. So when you follow up with them, you could actually say something like, hey, how was your son's birthday? How was your cousin's graduation? How's your car doing? Ask them about their family. Ask them about their occupation. Man, what do you do for a living? I like to follow up, what do you do for a living with, you must love that. All right. I always follow it up with that because that's their opportunity to say, well, you know what? It's a job. I don't really like it. Don't really like my boss, but it pays the bills, right? You could really find out some of their whys. You can find out why they want to make a change in their life. What do they do for fun? Recreation. Oh, I love to go fishing. I love to go camping. I like to play video games. You can dig right into that and say, you know what? Do you get to do it as much as you like? No, I'm too busy working. No, I'm too busy doing X, Y, and Z. And so when you form them, an M is either, your message. And that's when you can go into the presentation. Because when it comes down to it, network marketers, they think that people join because the company's cool, the comp plan's cool, the product's cool, the CEO's cool. But really, the reason why your prospect joined is because you're cool. That's why they join. They're going to want to join your team. If you form them first, they're going to go from being, I can't cross my arms right now because I'm holding the camera, but they're going to be crossing their arms. They're going to go from that to being more open, say, you know what? I hope Kenny has something that I like instead of, well, I can't wait to shoot this down. And sometimes I start off my prospecting process, or not my presentation process, say, you know what, let's take a couple moments to see if we even get along. I like to get to know the person that I might do business with, because if you don't like you, or, if you don't like me or I don't like you, then there's no point in, really even moving forward with the presentation. Am I right? And they'll agree. And right away, that kind of gives them a takeaway. That kind of stings a little bit. They're like, oh, well, maybe I do want to find out more. And so if you want them to want to buy from you, that doesn't mean they will, because even if they like you, they may not want your product, but they're more likely to give you a referral. They're more likely to suggest something to someone else. They just might buy something small. You know what? If you're selling makeup or something like that, they may not buy the big whole $1,500 enchilada package, but they may buy a lipstick from you. I'm talking about the ladies here because I do not sell makeup. But I think you guys get the idea. Get them to like you by using form, and you'll see how incredible your business turns around. I trust you got some great value out of this. What I invite you to do is this, is to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Also, if you want to see more videos just like this, go over to my blog. It's KennySantos.com. Put your name and email in. Excuse me. Put your name and email in. You're going to get an awesome audio and growing your business. And remember this, every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. All we got to do is two things. We got to recognize those miracles and accept them. All right, take care and create a great day.